You can't tell, but I singed my hair today. I'll tell you the story on New Hampshire Chronicle. Responsible citizens and fire marshals, please cover your ears because the following story is a tale of stupidity. Earlier today, I was grilling hamburgers. You know where this is going. Now, I have a grill on a covered porch. I know. I never leave a grill unattended, ever, except for today. Cooking some hamburgers, had some little potatoes, going. It's gonna be beautiful. And then I thought, oh, you know what? I have some leftover bacon from earlier today. I go and I get the bacon from the fridge. It's pre-cooked, and I just put it on the grill. I have a little top rack above it, where you put like maybe some kebabs or something up there, some vegetables. And I lay the bacon there, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let it just get a little sizzle going. But first, let me go get the cheese. I go inside. Oh no, we only have 2 pieces of cheese. What am I gonna do? Well, we have some shredded pizza cheese. I guess that's pretty good. Let me get the bag out. I gotta put these 2 plates. Oh, hold on, Caden. Let me get to that in just a second. So I put the cheese on there. I'm doing, oh, you want some cheese? All right, here's some cheese. You know what? I want some cheese here. Oh, that's good. All right, you go do that. All right, where did I put the tongs? I'm looking for the tongs. What am I smelling? I go to the window that sees the porch. Milk smoke. I go out my front door. All right, I turn to the left. My grill is maybe 10 or 15 feet away from the door. I can't see the grill. That's how much smoke we are talking. Absolute adrenaline rush. Immediately run over, turn off all the burners, turn off the access to the propane, open it up. It is just like this plume of fire and smoke. Well, the flames aren't that high. Don't let me get, it was mostly smoke because it was grease fire is what was happening. The bacon had just dribbled bacon grease all over the flames. Horrible, horrible situation. I pull everything off burgers, everything comes off the stove, and I close it, I guess, to because there's no access. I'm just trying to cut it off from any sort of oxygen, and I'm thinking like, okay, do I get the fire extinguisher? And then I'm just like, I just yell inside. I'm like, Sam, where are you? Get here. I just need another person, right? The situation was already under control. But I did singe my hair when opening that, and there was just that plume of heat. The gauge on the grill was way rocketed over past 800. I swear to you, I could not have been in the house for longer than 90 seconds from when I left the grill. But that's it, right? Never leave a grill unattended because it happens fast. Porch is fine. Nothing caught on fire. Nothing charred. Everything was good. The burgers actually came out pretty good. They were a little too charred on the top, but believe it or not, I cut it open medium rare. So potatoes were ruined. They were burnt to a crisp. The bacon was just gone. It was just incinerated into nothing. And anyways, it was a I am so thankful that was not worse. I am really, I need a fire extinguisher right there next to the grill. I also probably should move the grill off of the porch is now what's being illustrated to me. Okay, now that that's over, now that you, go ahead, I'll give you a minute to shame me in the comment section. Go ahead, take your moment here. Okay, all right, now, anyways, yesterday I talked about The Revenant. Great movie. However, felt really unrealistic, right? And I'm just thinking, all I remember from the marketing of that movie was inspired by true events, inspired by true events. What were those true events? How did this happen? Well, I looked into it. Hugh Glass, which is the main character of the movie, was a real person. This is a bit of lore. There have been 2 other movies made on this, and there have been several songs inspired by Hugh Glass, so it's a bit of like American folklore. And I looked into it. Hugh Glass was a real person. He was born in 1783, died in 1833, so we're looking at late 1700s, early 1800s of his existence. He really was a person who was a fur trapper who went on an expedition north into Montana in the Dakotas and the area of Nebraska, all this. He did, in fact, get attacked by a bear. He survived a grizzly attack and was abandoned by the rest of his crew, basically left for dead. And as the story goes, he crawled his way 200 miles, lived off of berries and just various things in the woods, and eventually made a raft for himself and floated down the, let me get the river name right, the Missouri River, I believe. He eventually made a raft for himself and floated down the rest of the Missouri River. Now, that story is extremely widely disputed. Basically, the first record of that story was from the Portfolio. It was a Philadelphia literary journal. It was by an anonymous writer who was later to be revealed the brother of the editor. And so there was no actual there's no evidence that it was ever written or even told by Hugh Glass himself. So this is likely not a very true story. And if it is a true story, it's been, I'm sure, widely embellished throughout the years. Now, that does a couple things. First of all, I already look at this kind of like as a Paul Bunyan sort of story, you know, a little bit of American lore. But it also kind of changes maybe a little bit of the perspective of the movie for me, which is, let's just say the writer was and the director were sort of inspired by the idea that this is a story being told in a time where very folklory and embellished hunting stories, you know, were being told. So it's like, does the accuracy matter in the context of it being sort of this story that's been told verbally and embellished by hunters and trappers and fishermen and explorers for, you know, over 100 years? Then there's sort of like I can see some artistic liberty to that. Now, I think that my changed perspective of that is probably extremely forgiving, especially because the tone of the movie wasn't really that. It wasn't like whimsical. It was very symbolic, and there was a lot of sort of ethereal symbolism being used. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that that's the way you should take it, but that's the way I'm going to choose to take it, having a better understanding of the source material. And yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really change my opinion of the movie in any way. I just felt compelled to share some of the stuff that I learned about it and how that kind of affected the way the criticalness I am of this story. Because it's like, well, sure, it's inspired by true events, but those true events are sort of like a for fun story. So, you know, the details of him surviving these impossible scenarios is sort of just like a for fun story. That's it. All right. Thanks, guys. And I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to go burn the rest of my house down now.